Good evening and welcome to the 5th annual Night at the Movies as I'm broadcasting right now from my mansion live in Beverly Hills. That's right, we are live. It's almost like an episode of MTV Cribs. Do they still run that show? Anyway, I know this isn't exactly what you had in mind on how to close out the school year, but I promise you we are going to make this memorable and special for everyone. This almost works out better because, hey, you could just sit in front of your TV at your house in your pajamas, hopefully with popcorn and a drink, and enjoy the work that everyone has done this year. I first want to start off with thanking everyone who makes the Har-Ber television program possible. I want to thank Dr. Rollins for continuing to support the arts and career and technical education. I want to thank Dr. Griep, who has shown his continued support of our program countless times, and the administration team for continuing to allow students to further their education. Finally, I want to thank you as parents. Your support is the reason that the program is successful. You have allowed your children to stay out late creating these projects, stay after school, go compete around the country, and it's all in an effort to let them continue to learn and find a passion for something that they may want to continue past high school and make a career for themselves. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for allowing me to be a part of their lives. All right, let's move on to why we are all watching tonight. Tonight, we are here to celebrate the achievements of these students. These students have dedicated countless hours to projects, captured moments throughout the year, and delivered content from football games to volleyball games, pep rallies, the basketball state tournament, and even the new baseball and softball field dedications. The reason I started doing this 5 years ago is because I truly felt that these students put forth more time than any other single group. We have shot every single football game, volleyball game, basketball games for both our men's and women's teams. Pep rallies, signing days, dedications, faculty meetings, senior video, competitions. These students go above and beyond to give back to their school and community. Without questions, these students have faced the most adversity in the history of Har-Ber High School. I would also like to point out that several students in the program dedicate about 35 hours a week in the classroom. That's a full-time job. We do all of this work, but I never really felt that they got the recognition they deserved, which is why we started coming up with new ideas. We created the mural of movie posters in the E-hallway, which if you haven't seen, is very unique. Students create movie posters to promote their work, and should it meet certain requirements, we get those printed. If you would like a copy of any of those posters, let me know. They are $30 and I can make sure you get one. This year, in order to create a tradition, we also created posters to hang in our press box. These posters were for athletes that demonstrated the true meaning of what it means to be a Wildcat. We even had the privilege of hanging a poster of one of our own HBTV members who changed the WCSN program forever. We create the senior video every year, which is probably the most looked forward to video of the year from all around the district. We have members of administration, superintendents, parents, community leaders, and students always looking forward to its release. Most people don't realize to complete this video, it's a combined effort from all students to shoot over 250 total hours of video and then another 60 hours of editing. This year, due to the coronavirus, that 60 hours was split between Nick Luttrell and Samantha Lewandowski. So I want to give a special thanks to them. This year, even though our year was cut short, we didn't get to compete in 5 different competitions. Our students still won 83 awards, produced 117 live streams so far this year, and captured hundreds of hours of video. But don't let me try to convince you just how much this means to them. Here's a few messages from the students themselves.
I remember going into 6th period the first day of school and thinking to myself, it's gonna be a crazy year, and honestly it was. We had a lot of unique people in that class, a lot of fun times, a lot of crazy times. And it's something I'm gonna always remember, and I'll always remember y'all, good people in the bed,
Hey guys, I just wanted to say thank you to all the people in 7th Hour Film, plus Sam, for all the fun memories we got to share. You guys really mean a lot to me. And my favorite memory was when me and Beth got Sherman a fish for his birthday, and we put it in his Chick-fil-A cup, hoping he would drink it, but then Caleb ended up drinking it, and then he didn't know there was the fish, and then he started gagging, but yeah, it was so funny. Anyways, I just love you guys.
I was in Mr. Sherman's film class. The only words of encouragement I would say to seniors is, I guess, don't be afraid to start because you're gonna suck. Like, don't not start something because you're scared it's not going to be good, because in order for you to be truly good or develop your passion for film, any kind of multimedia, journalism, whatever, you're gonna have to take that leap of not being good at first and also stick it to the man.
My favorite memory this year has to be all the traveling I did for the TV program with sports, competitions, and news packages. I got to travel to a lot of places, and it was a lot of fun. I got to spend time with friends, with Sherman. I got to see a lot of places and got to get excused from a lot of classes, so that was nice. But yeah, definitely my favorite memory this year.
Some of my favorite memories from TV and WTSN is filming the hype videos for football and basketball. That was a ton of fun, and I got to learn a lot through that. And another thing is building up the Instagram page at WCSN from starting in 2018 sophomore year with 0 followers to now with almost like 1,100 followers. To see the growth in that is something special. So thank you, TV.
I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who made this year so special and so great. I really enjoyed film and news and live streaming and everything in between because of it. I also want to say a sincere I'll miss you to all of the seniors. You guys had made this year probably one of my favorite years to date, and I hope that you guys do well no matter where you're going or what you're doing after high school, and I hope that this isn't the final goodbye.
Hey, seniors! We are so thankful to know every single one of you this year and hope you have a wonderful journey in the rest of your life. We're going to miss you so much,
Especially you, Kevin.
and we can't forget about Max!
So first off, I want to thank my parents for always being supportive and always letting me go shoot all this other stuff that was outside of school, and always understanding that I was constantly working on a video and stuff and just being open-minded about that. And I want to thank all my friends in film, junior year and senior year. And then I also want to thank Sherman for not only what he's taught me in film, but also giving me life advice whenever I would come into class with a bad attitude and stuff. He would actually sit me down and we'd actually have a conversation about that and how to deal with that. And you know, I just had a lot of great memories. 2 of my favorite being number 1, playing musical chairs whenever I was supposed to be teaching your 7th period fundamentals class, and you came back early and chewed my butt out. And then number 2 would probably be junior year, bringing the my Xbox to school, and we were playing Guitar Hero, trying to play Clips of Dover on Expert, and neither of us got past 10%. But thank you for all that you've done.
Well, hello everyone. I'll try to keep this brief and talk quickly for you guys. But I've been in this program for 3 years, as you guys know. Coming in as a sophomore, man, it was tough. I didn't know what I was doing. Those seniors welcomed me in, so I definitely want to thank all those seniors, specifically Olivia Stumbaugh and Ben Bucheri, for just taking me under their wing and just showing me just simple things. I didn't even know what the passwords were to the computers. I didn't know that till like the 2nd semester, it felt like. And that year was just special for me, but it wasn't really like, I didn't feel like my hard work had really paid off until ASPA that year when I won On-Air Talent of the Year. I didn't realize how big of a deal it was. And when I stood up and they called my name, I was super excited, not knowing exactly like what I had won. But then I figured I'd get like a handshake or something from Sherman. Sherman walked over and he hugged me. And that was just a special moment for me, you know. Up until that point, like, Sherman never told me, hey, good job on that video, nice work, keep working hard, you're doing good. Nothing like that. He went really hard on me my sophomore year and treated me just like all the other seniors, which I appreciated. But when he hugged me in that moment, that was just, I don't know, something I'll never forget it. I felt like he was proud of me, and that was just an awesome feeling for me. The last memory I want to share is my junior year. It was a TV Christmas party, and this was our first Christmas party we had, and everyone was about to open their presents. They say 3, 2, 1, everyone rips open their presents, and I just waited for a second, and I looked over at Sherman, and I saw him sitting over there, and he was kind of looking around just at all the people opening their presents, and I saw him kind of smile, and I swear, he probably doesn't want me to tell people this, but I swear that he almost like cried in that moment. And I know there personally a lot of hard things for him that happened that year with his family, but in that moment I really felt like we were his family. And so that was another really special moment. He didn't realize that I was looking at him and kind of could tell that in his eyes, and maybe that's not what he was thinking, but that's kind of what I felt. Was even the bad stuff that all the students would have with their families and their personal lives, and that I'd have and that he'd have. We were a family, and I knew that he loved us, even though he'd never admit it and never say that. But it was really a cool moment for me to witness that. From that point forward, I just saw kind of a different teacher. And then just going into my senior year, it wasn't a teacher, it wasn't even a facilitator, really. Sherman became beyond that, and he became one of my best friends, honestly. And he's someone that he paved the way for me, for my future, and I'm just forever grateful for him. So yeah, that's all I got.
Okay, so we're going to kick this thing off with our first award of the night. Now, this award is our Rising Star Award. This award goes to a first-year student who has demonstrated dedication and promise to either broadcast or film. They are passionate to learn more, they excel in the classroom, and they have grown immensely since August. This year, it goes to a student, and though while she was shy throughout the entire year, she was never afraid to speak her mind. Often you could find her in the classroom during her lunch or after school. She was constantly absorbing everything she could. She became part of our advanced teams, and I heavily relied on her to complete broadcasts on a daily basis. The upperclassmen soon began to look at her as an equal, and I can't wait to see what she does next year as she grows into that leadership position. This year, the Rising Star Award goes to our Deep South Southern girl, Tex, or as many of you know her, Abigail Springer. Now, I do apologize, this is when we would actually show a project completed by Abby, but unfortunately, due to the virus, students were not able to complete a project. And while we could show you an entire basketball game that she was a part of, I feel that many of you might not want to watch the full 3.5-hour game. So, Abby, I'm proud of you. Great work this year. I'm excited for the future. And please, 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 whatever you do, don't lose that accent. All right, moving right along. Now we have several incredible films and broadcast pieces that didn't quite fit into any specific category, but I would be remiss if we didn't give it proper acknowledgement that these students certainly deserve. So kicking off our first break, we have two pieces, Arkansas United and our football hype teaser. Take a look.
In a time of division within our country, two of our students from the Springdale Public School System have taken the initiative to advocate for equal immigrant rights throughout the entirety of Arkansas.
Arkansas United is a nonprofit organization. It is given essential services such as legal services. It's advocating for the best rights, equal rights for the immigrant community.
So I was a volunteer intern at Arkansas United. I actually specialized in the legal department of the organization, which means that like when people would come in for their appointments for things like DACA, citizenship, TPS, all those sorts of like immigration legal processes, I would sit down with them and help them work through their applications. And I'm also on a thing called the Arkansas United Youth Council, which is a group that works to implement solutions for youth in our schools and get youth more involved in politics.
The movement that has been generated the last couple of years by the Dreamers through the young leaders is very important. Because they came here young. This is the only place that they know. And they want to study. They want to carry on and have that right. With over 50% of the student body at Har-Ber High School represented by minorities, the work that Eric and Jax do on a daily basis at Arkansas United is crucial to the growth of the Springdale Public School System, and for student leader Eric Soto, a more personal motivation.
With Arkansas United, I was able to find a connection there because my mom, she was separated from me, and she still is, and she might not be here when I graduate. And I want to help others be together with their families and, you know, find them together, and maybe those who don't have a legal status here find a way, a path to citizenship.
I loved being part of that work of, you know, lifting others up and making them feel like they belonged in our community and like they were wanted.
They are marvelous. I call them my favorite leaders. When I see Jax and when I see Eric working together, it makes me have hope, have a lot of hope in society, and that the near future is going to be good. If we have more leaders like Jax and Eric, surely our future is going to be great. With an estimated 48% being a minority in Springdale, Arkansas,
Jax and Eric have a very simple but inspirational message.
Never give up, to always continue doing what they do, and that no obstacle is too big for them, and anything can be possible if you are determined.
I just want these students to know that they can do the things that everyone else does. That just because they have the status of being an immigrant doesn't mean that they can't go to college, doesn't mean that they can't get a job, doesn't mean that they can't belong in this country just like everyone else. They have the opportunity to make a change and to be a leader if they choose to do so.
In the words of Athletic Director Wayne Stellick, we are many schools, but one community. And the progressive work that Jax and Eric have accomplished is making progress towards a more equal society. For HBWN, I'm Sam Lewandowski.
There was an idea to bring together a group of remarkable people, to see if we could become something more. So when they needed us, we could fight the battles
that they never could.
Our next award is our Pride in Excellence Award. This award goes to a student that shows what it truly means to show pride in Har-Ber while demonstrating his or her craft. This student to me has been one of the most surprising students in the past few years, as he really didn't emerge as a leader until about December. He has always been a part of the program, but always quiet and taken the back seat. Around December, he approached me and he said, "I want to do basketball." I said, "Do you know what that means?" He said, "Yes, sir." I said, "No, do you really know what that means?" He said, "Yes, sir." I said, "It's super stressful. It's every Tuesday and Friday. You can't miss a single day. You can't mess up. You have to do this right." He said, "Yes, sir." I said, "Zach, can you say anything other than yes, sir?" He said, "Yes, sir." In all seriousness, Zach was probably the most humble student I've come across. It was always yes, sir, no, sir, what can I do? What do you need? He just wanted to be a part of this program no matter what, and because of that, he was given this leadership role that was not only important, but made the program better. He single-handedly directed basketball games, both men's and women's. Now, to put that into perspective, this is something that seniors in college struggle with. In fact, currently, there is only one certified person in all of Arkansas that can do what he did. This year's Pride and Excellence Award goes to Zach Duplani. Zach, I couldn't be more proud of you. You are a blessing to our program. No matter where you go, you are going to excel and go far. You helped shape an incredible sports program. You are a teacher to many, a mentor, a friend, an inspiration to our program. Thank you for your work. Now, the video you are about to see was produced by Zach and Nick Luttrell. This was a story that literally came in the same day they started shooting. I said, "Hey, do you want to do this?" And of course, typical Zach said, "Yes, sir." So they shot this incredible story, and it now has over 1 million views. Take a look at this.
Jared Pena, otherwise known as Eli, has been serving in the military for 2 years now. As a firefighter in the Air Force, Pena, like so many brave men and women, has sacrificed his life for our country. After being deployed in Italy for a year and a half, Jared is making a surprise return to see his younger sister, Jenica, in the middle of her class at Hellstrom Middle School.
That's kind of weird. Yeah, homework? What's good? How are you? I missed you. Good to see you. You got kind of tall. Good to see you. You not gonna say anything? I missed you. Come here, bring it in somewhere.
On the other side of town, Jared's younger brother, Gavin, thought it was just a typical day at Turnbow Elementary, until he too was surprised as he entered his next class.
What's up, little man? Hey, buddy. How are you? Good. Made your paper airplane. I'm still working on it. Yours is probably better, though. What is that one? I don't think we're allowed to throw it. I don't think you can throw it in class. Hi, everybody. What's up, buddy? Did that surprise you? I've only been stationed in Italy, but yeah, just Aviano, Italy. It's pretty cool. It's northern Italy, about an hour from Venice. You guys know where Italy's at? No? Where's it at? Oh, I know you know. Where's it at?
Europe.
Dude's a genius, yes. Oh, yeah, I could probably show you on the map. This is Italy. I live right up here in the very tip top. I'm an hour from Austria and an hour from Slovenia.
While deployed in Avalon, Italy, Jared was ranked A1C, which means he is Airman First Class in the Air Force. And as Jared taught to his brother and his class, he's a constant reminder of why America truly is the land of the free and the home of the brave. Thank you to all of those who bravely serve our country every single day. We should all let this be a constant reminder of how grateful and thankful we should be because of courageous people like Jared Pena.
Incredible job, Zach. You are definitely going to be missed around here. Now, I keep saying he always says, yes, sir, and you may think that's a joke, but we did this bit for our episodic show, which we do every year, and we'll get more into that later, but just take a look at this real-life depiction of Zach. Zach!
Yes, sir?
Look, you may or may not know this, but we're creating a video for the program, and you're it, man. You're literally the only person I can trust anymore. The rest of these guys, God help us, they're idiots.
Thank you. I don't know what to say. I won't let you down.
I know. I know you won't. All right, we ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Zach, take the lens cap off.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. We rolling?
Now we are.
Oh, hi. My name is Travis Sherman. There you have it. If that's not a representation of Zach, I don't know what is. Our next few videos, again, have no real specific group to fit into, but both were award-winning videos this year and deserve recognition. So sit back and watch these two videos, our football hype video and the award-winning Stamp Out Smoking video.
So what do you do when you fall down?
And folks, that is going to conclude tonight's game against the faithful Purple Dog.
Get back up. Everybody knows to get back up. But I tell you, there are some times in life where you fall down and you feel like you don't have the strength to get back up. The choice that we have, though, is either to give up or keep on going. It's not the end until you've given up.
Hey, Nate. How's life? I don't know. It's all right. I've been dealing with some things like every human being and really didn't sleep much last night. I'm sorry. That's fine. I just think I need a little me time. I just think I need a little free time. Little break from the shows and a bus ride, yeah. That's when I start to get anxious. That's when my thoughts can be dangerous. That's when I put on my makeup and drown in self-hatred, forget what I'm saying, and where the beat go? Oh, ain't that something? First came in, you ain't see that coming. Hands on my head, can't tell me nothing. Got a taste of the fame, it upon my stomach. Throw it back up like I don't want it. Wipe my face, clean up my vomit. OCD trying to push my buttons. I said don't touch it. Now y'all done it. Take a look at the benefits. Nothing to meddle with, I can never be delicate. Life irrelevant, that depends how you measure it. Take a measurement to back it up and give me the evidence. Pretty evident, dependable, can never be tentative. I'm a gentleman, depending on the nothing you're genuine. Pretty elegant, but not afraid to tell you to get it. Grip proper etiquette, I keep it to myself when I celebrate. It's that time again, better grab your balloon. tunes and invite your friends. Seat belts back on, yeah, strap them in. Look at me, everybody, I'm smiling big. On a road right now that I can't predict. Tell me tone that down, but I can't resist. Y'all know that sound, better raise your fist. The search begins, I'm back, so enjoy the trip.
Smoking doesn't just affect you. It affects the ones you love most. Don't let the future be influenced by your bad decisions. Visit Project Prevent to learn more.
Moving right along, our next category is for On-Air Talent of the Year. This award goes to a student that can not only carry a conversation on screen, but is a leader in the program, someone who inspires others, motivates, and overall is the face of the program. When they think of Har-Ber Television, this is the person that typically comes to mind. Tonight, this award goes to a student that has been a huge part of the program for the past 3 years. When she first came into the program, she was faced with a very challenging decision: to take theater or to take fundamentals of television. She chose television. From there, I think she discovered friends, family, and a place of belonging. She was involved in several other clubs and groups throughout Har-Ber, but she was always someone who could depend on to be professional when we needed it, create memorable stories, and of course, always steal Nick's lunch. Tonight's On-Air Talent of the Year goes to Jules Veliquette.
High school athletes all around the country are constantly trying to improve and get better. And with a local business like the Edge Sports Training, athletes are able to take their mentality and training to a whole new level.
Everybody have fantastic form. It's up to you. Make sure you go into depth and you come up with velocity.
What I want to do with these athletes is I want to develop them mentally first. I want to sharpen their mindset, and then we want to develop the goal is to the mind, the body, the spirit, and then helping them get to that next phase for a scholarship, or if they're just wanting to get better in their high school sport. What I do is a whole nother level. I'm trying to develop them for a sport at the next level. So we're not just messing around here. We're hitting it hard every day.
The success these athletes demonstrate in their prospective sport is just a testimony of the hard work they put in on a daily basis. But for one athlete, she believes the Edge brings a unique outlook, unmatched anywhere else.
I feel that the Edge separates me from most athletes just because the mentality and the family base here. He sets a whole different mentality for my day. I come in in a bad mood in the morning, and the rest of the day I feel great about myself. He's such an uplifting person. And it just makes us feel welcomed, and he loves each and every one of his athletes, and I think that's what's the best part, because if you don't have a connection with your athletes, then you're not going to be successful. So that's what I really think separates us from most athletes.
Lance is a great man. He comes in here, he gives every athlete his all every single day, no matter who it is. It could be another good athlete, it could be the highest athlete in the state. He's going to coach everybody the same exact way.
Lance's coaching style has pushed athletes to the next level, including Kentucky, Missouri State, and Oklahoma State, to name a few. But the end goal is something far beyond athletics.
The goal isn't necessarily making them, just go to that certain school or go there. It's about getting the best as they can be in order to get ready for their sport. Come in here and get them strong, get them fast, and get them mentally and physically prepared for whatever comes their way going into the next level. We train athletes to go to the next level.
I'm kind of hard on them, but it's like I said, it's developing the whole athlete. To be a good husband, a good spouse, a good father, a good mother. Those things are very important to me, not just the athlete, but a whole person. This is not about Lance Stumbaugh. That's why I don't like to be in a lot of the videos. That's why I'm in the background. That's why I don't like my name in lights. Because if this was about me, this would never work. The reason this business works is because it's about them.
The Edge Sports Training has offered high school athletes a place to receive professional level training that will help prepare them for their future careers, not only as athletes, but to be successful in every aspect of their lives. For HBWN, I'm Jules Veliquette.
Our next award is Broadcast Journalist of the Year. This goes to the student that is the most well-rounded in all areas of broadcast, that is editing, camera, storytelling, deadlines, all of it. This year, there was a very clear winner, and that should come as no surprise. Earlier, I mentioned that there are a few students that put in around 35 hours a week in the classroom. This student was one of them. I always stay after school and typically get done around 5:30. I'd come back into the classroom and there Nick would be sitting at the computer. I'd say, "Nick, it's 5:30, I'm leaving." He wouldn't even look up. He would just say, "Okay." I'd say, "No, I'm serious. I'm going to leave now." Again, not even looking up. "Got it. That shouldn't be more than a few hours." And that's just the type of person Nick is. He absolutely loves this field. I haven't come across anyone more passionate and driven to do this in all of my years of teaching. And Nick, it's been truly special watching you grow into the man you are today. This year's Broadcast Journalist of the Year is Nick Luttrell.
The number 8 and the number 24, two numbers that will forever live in fame, not only throughout the basketball world, but also our hearts, after the tragic passing of NBA legend Kobe Bryant. On January 26, 2020, the world mourned together after TMZ first reported a helicopter had crashed along a hillside in Calabasas, California, killing on impact Kobe Bryant, his 13-year-old daughter Gianna, and 7 other passengers. News spread like wildfire. People couldn't believe it, wouldn't believe it. But then it was confirmed. Kobe Bryant had passed away. And the world mourned. But why? Why did we mourn? Why did we cry? Why were NBA games postponed? Why did teams take a 24-second violation after tip-off? Why did the other team reciprocate with an 8-second violation? Why did the world stop? And the simple answer is, when Kobe Bryant died, part of our childhood died with it. It goes back before 33,000 points. It goes back before 5 championships, 15-time All-NBA teams, 12-time All-Defensive teams, 4 All-Star Game MVPs, and 2 Olympic gold medals. It even goes back to before school kids would shoot the deep, impossible shot for the game winner and yell, "Kobe." It goes back to 1996, to Lower Merion High School, where a 17-year-old kid named Kobe Bryant was about to be drafted into the NBA. He was the youngest to ever be drafted into the National Basketball Association. He was selected by the Charlotte Hornets in the first round as the 13th pick, but immediately traded to the Los Angeles Lakers on July 9th, 1996. And the rest is history. You see, we were there when he was drafted and donned the beautiful purple and gold. We were there when Kobe and Shaq became the unstoppable dynamic duo. We were there in 2006 when he went off, scoring 55 points in the second half, capping the night off with an 81-point game and a come-from-behind win. We were there for all his highs, but we were also there for all his lows. We were there in 2013 when he tore his Achilles, yet amazingly still went on to sink both free throws, propelling the Lakers to a 2-point victory. We were unsure if he would ever return, but he did. He showed us what the true meaning of the Mamba mentality was all about. That when everything else seemed impossible, when everyone else told you it couldn't be done, in those darkest hours, it was up to you to search inside and prove them wrong. We were there in 2016 when he dislocated his finger, popped it back in, and went on to win the game. That's when the rumors of him being invincible started. We were there for his farewell tour, for his final game, where he exited the NBA with a 60-point performance. And finally, we were there for the last 3 years of his life, where he became a true inspiration, a true living legend as he emerged as a husband, a community leader, but most importantly, a father. In the words of LeBron James, those last 3 years were the happiest anyone had ever seen him. Then on January 26, 2020, the news finally broke. Kobe Bryant had passed away in a helicopter crash. And we wanted someone to blame, anyone, the pilot, the weather. We wanted some reasoning of why someone like him could be taken away from us after he had given so much back. The truth is, it was no one's fault. It was a reminder to not take anything for granted, to hold on to every moment that we have on this earth, because we never truly know how much time each of us have. But we can find comfort in one thing. In those final moments, Kobe looked at Gianna, and he got to do what he loved absolutely most in this world, be a father. Which brings us back to now. Why did it hurt so deeply? The truth is, some of us looked at him as an inspiration, some of us a father, some a friend, a brother, a son, but all of us saw him as family. So it's okay to cry, it's okay to grieve, but the one thing we shouldn't do is forget. Don't let his legacy fade. Let it continue to be an inspiration to millions, to the dreamers. Let it be a message that if you are passionate, that if you truly want something, the only person holding you back is you.
Congratulations, Nick. Now, that story you just watched was probably one of my favorite ones of the year. I remember Kobe passing, and Nick was immediately like, hey, we need to do a video on him. I remember I had the flu at the time, and it was bad. I actually took 5 days off, and that was a first in 8 years. But I remember he was so driven and determined to do this, and it turned out to be incredible, meaningful, and award-winning. Great job, Nick. Now, Nick definitely shaped and defined what the WCSN program is today. He had this idea that it should be structured just like ESPN, and he even referenced the Razorbacks multiple times. At first I was like, I don't want to do this. And then out of nowhere, he recruited 2 people to start doing social media for WCSN. Sophomore year, we didn't even have a WCSN social media. By the end of this year, we have almost 1,200 followers. That's almost more than my business page, and I've been doing it for 14 years. But he didn't do it alone. He finally had help. So the 2 students that I would like to take time and acknowledge today are Riley Miller and Matt Ferguson. Riley was instrumental in designing graphics for the social media pages, as you can see from a few of them here. We never had anything remotely close to this, and this isn't something I taught them. This was something he went out and learned and started implementing into the program, and it made a difference. Riley was also an intricate part of the team when it came to the show. Before Riley and Matt, Nick literally did everything on his own. But when these 2 stepped up, we were able to start producing more content. The highlight recaps that you saw on WCSN were part of Matt and Riley's work each week. WCSN had been a top program in the state for several years now, but the work, thanks to Riley, Nick, and Matt, it has taken it to a whole nother level. Matt was part of the success as well. Again, they looked at ESPN and the Razorbacks for inspiration and said, hey, we want to create that, and they did. Without any instruction, Matt would go create these social media videos that met the current standards: quick, entertaining, and cutting edge. I'm very proud of these 3 and the initiative they have taken to make WCSN one of the most cutting-edge programs in the entire state. Thank you, you 3, for your work, and quite honestly, I'm not sure what we're going to do without you. Next year's students have some massive shoes to fill. Now, up next again, we have 2 more videos. The first was a major story before we even started school. Again, just a testimony of the dedication of these students outside of normal school hours. The second is, again, a Stamp Out Smoking commercial. This one actually took first place in the entire state of Arkansas. Take a look.
Open Avenues, a local nonprofit organization here in Northwest Arkansas, strives to give adults with disabilities the opportunity to receive specific training for jobs within the workforce. Through fundraisers like SOAR and WA that get the whole state involved, they are raising awareness for their cause.
I think it's a great way to get to the community to come together just to do something fun and unique. I thought it was really cool how they had skydivers, also the hot air balloons, and the helicopter rides. I've never really seen skydivers before, so I thought that was really interesting. And also, I think it's really cool that the governor came to just speak to everybody.
And no place in Arkansas is that represented more than right here at home in Northwest Arkansas.
With great support from the governor, SOAR and WA offered a place of fun activities and community involvement for a cause that affects the entirety of Northwest Arkansas.
I'm the development director at Open Avenues, so I'm coincidentally the director of this event. I have a great team of people that have made it all possible, though. It's brought people together from all over. We have people, I think it's from 6 different states now that have bought tickets to come out to this. So it's really bringing people together. Every day I get to go to work and see adults with disabilities who are given purpose in their life by coming into our center. And so by helping support this event, we're giving them that sense of purpose and belonging, and it's just a really fulfilling thing.
The first fundraiser of many to come, activities like hot air balloons, helicopter rides, and skydiving would not be possible without the support of many hard-working volunteers.
Today I worked in the vendor village and went and relieved people if they needed, kind of where I was needed. There were some really good bands. Loved watching the kids on the inflatables. It was really a very family-friendly event. Thought that was cool. The not-for-profit that they're raising the funds for is a very worthwhile organization. I think it's so cool that we have balloons in Northwest Arkansas now, so that part is novel. I just think that they did a grand job for a first-year event.
A spectacular event that definitely lived up to its hype. SOAR NWA made a name for itself, bringing friends and family together for a great cause. And it's definitely something that you don't want to miss come next fall. For HBWN, I'm Sam Lewandowski.
Dear Santa, what I want for Christmas, a doll and a bike. Most of all, I want my mom to quit smoking.
Make this year's gift the gift of life. Visit Project Prevent to learn more.
Right about now is the part in the show where we would typically talk about Student Television Network, where students got to travel across the nation and compete against 4,000 other students in one of the most memorable competitions of the entire year, possibly for some of these students, their high school career. Unfortunately, due to the coronavirus, that didn't happen. This year, several students and I flew to Washington, D.C. to compete, but more importantly, walk away inspired. Believe me, the work students do across the country is nothing short of inspiring. Upon landing, we drove to the hotel and all of us camped out in one room for 4 hours before being alerted that the convention was canceled. We flew back the next day, but I remember thinking, this is crazy. Is it really this serious? Nick and I were standing next to each other when they announced that the basketball season was going to be canceled. Then we finally started seeing panic set in across the nation, and that's when this all became very, very real. It was like a zombie apocalypse. The best reference I could think of was the beginning to the movie World War Z. Well, as we have it, Samantha Lewandowski was tasked with creating an intro to our newest senior video, and she created this short piece that I believe is a perfect representation of this virus, the shock across the United States, and a phenomenal intro to our senior video. Here is the world premiere of COVID-19.
Now to growing concerns about the deadly coronavirus officially hitting the U.S. Here's what we know.
You may ask about the coronavirus, which is very well under control in our country.
Rudy Gobert has tested positive for the coronavirus. NBA is suspending the season.
This is certainly not a moment for panic or high anxiety.
Close our schools for 2 weeks.
In an isolated system, entropy can only increase. In an isolated system, entropy can only increase. In an isolated system, entropy, isolated system, entropy, isolated system, isolated.
Probably the second most favorite project we do each year is our teacher video project. This is also part of the Student Television Network, and teachers get the opportunity to create a video with their students and submit it to Student Television Network. This year's theme was The Teacher Becomes the Student. So we decided to take a fun approach and came up with this idea of Undercover Teacher.
On this episode of Undercover Teacher, Sherman has undergone a drastic transformation going from teacher to becoming the student. He met with every individual and heard all of their stories.
So what do you think of the teacher?
Who? Sherman?
Oh, is that his name?
He's literally like the dumbest person I've ever met. Like, it's kind of embarrassing, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Like, you know, all the missing equipment. I stole it. And he has no idea. All right, see you later, man.
But as his week at school was wrapping up,
Actually, everybody, I am not a new student.
it was finally time to come clean with all of his students.
I'm actually Mr. Sherman. So guys, I've heard all of your stories over the course of the week, and it's been amazing getting to know each and every one of you. For instance, Kevin. Kevin's got a mom and 6 sisters and 3 brothers, and he told me about how he's never been out of the state of Arkansas. Well, guess what, buddy? You're going to Hawaii for free.
Oh, bet.
That's right. It's gonna be amazing.
Look, man, when I was 9, I had a hamster, and I let it out in the back, and the cat got out and tackled it, and grabbed it by the neck, and ripped it apart. And
Graham, that's fine. It's okay.
no, but like it's all that's left.
That's good. Sierra, you told me your story about your family and how none of them even graduated high school, and it's been your lifelong dream to attend a college and get a degree. Well, guess what? I'm sending you to Harvard, fully paid. I know.
This means so much to me.
Well, my parents got blown up.
No, Graham, they didn't. No.
Freak accident involving a wood chipper and a gasoline fight.
No, just stop.
I'm serious. Who would have known gasoline was flammable?
Okay, Graham, I was gonna wait until the end, but let's get to you right now. Yeah.
Yes. All right. What's going on? I'm going to Harvard. You're getting your car. Come on, give it to me.
Nope. I've got something real special planned for you.
In the time since filming this episode, Kevin and his family went to Hawaii where they had the time of their lives. Kevin learned to surf and is now a professional surfer and still supports his 6 sisters, 3 brothers, and his mother. Sierra went to Harvard for free and graduated the top of her class in astrophysics and engineering. She's now working for the Space Force as they prepare to make first contact. Graham went on to serve hard time in a maximum security prison for the theft of over $15,000 of school property. It's there that he met his significant other, where they now reside in Florida State Prison after throwing a live alligator through a McDonald's drive-thru window.
Up next is the award for Best Actor. Best Actor this year goes to a student that never wanted to stop learning. He got a late start in the program itself, but ever since joining, his mission was to learn as much as possible, no matter what role he took. He himself said he hated acting, but he did it for the project. During lunch, you could find him in the classroom asking me questions about cameras or lenses or film itself. After school, he would make his daily walk back to the classroom, which is clearly out of the way, and just check in. Anytime an opportunity would come up to shoot an event, he would say, "I don't know how to do it, but I'll do it." And that's exactly the type of attitude needed to succeed in this industry. This industry is very tough. There's always someone more talented, more creative, more connections, but few have the drive and determination to succeed. I think he is going to be very successful in any industry because of his passion to learn and his willingness to get his hands dirty. This year's Best Actor goes to Jack Williams.
Go.
I'm right here.
Best Film goes to a group of students that dedicated almost any free time they had after school and on the weekends. While it's certainly not a requirement to receive this award, it certainly doesn't hurt. This year's Best Film goes to a group of students who came up with an idea, wrote the script, shot it in around 15 hours, edited the film, allowed me to tear it apart, re-edited, and edited some more. Part of the filmmaking process is never settling on anything. In order to be the best, students painfully learn that they have to rewrite, reshoot, and re-edit. A lot. So these students put aside their own egos and learn that the filmmaking process is a team effort. It takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, and of course, creativity. This year's best film goes to Jonah Gilbert, Samantha Lewandowski, Graham Smith, Bethany Davis, Jack Williams, and Caleb Pelferman. Congratulations. Now, before we get to this film, viewer discretion is advised. There are some scary parts in this film not suitable for children. So, if you scare easy, step out of the room for the next few minutes. We'll wait. Now, if you're still here, sit back and enjoy Jonah.
Hello? Yeah, for sure. When do you need me there? Yeah, no, that's totally fine. I'm not doing anything anyways. No, it's okay. I can be there in like 10 minutes. Yeah, for sure. I'll see you soon. Looks like it's just me and you tonight, Jonah.
it. So lean to the left, lean to the right. You are looking to be safe tonight. We are looking for a good life.
Bethany Cooper? Oh my God.
Hey, Mr. Gilbert.
It's good to see you. Give me a hug. Oh my gosh. How's your mom?
She's good.
Well, come on inside. Let's go. So I know it doesn't look like much, but it's home. You got the bathrooms down there, bedrooms are upstairs, kitchen over there. Help yourself to anything you want. So, I mean, I know what you're doing.
Oh, no, it's not this.
You're wondering where Jonah is.
Yeah. Where is the little guy?
He's not little anymore. Come on, I'll show you. All right, so this is it. Jonah, sweetheart. Jonah. Jonah. Jonah, you know you're not supposed to be sitting that close to the TV? All right, so that about covers it. I think you should be good to go. Feel free to get anything out of the refrigerator. Dinner at 6. Make sure he gets a bath at 7, and then bedtime at 8.
But what if he...
Nah, you'll be fine. Miss Miller is a mile down the road. You can just run down there if you need her. If not, just call me on my cell phone and I should be able to pick up. I'll be gone 2-3 hours tops. You'll be good. I believe in you. Hey, whatever you do, don't forget, don't come.
Don't what? Jonah. I'm Bethany. I'm gonna be babysitting you. You wanna watch some TV? Do you like that show? Yeah, me neither. This is literally so stupid. I'm talking to myself. Hey Jonah, you gonna play hide and go seek? Are you sure? Alright then, I guess I'll just play by myself. Jonah? Jonah? Okay, this isn't funny anymore. Alright, you win. I'm done. Jonah? Jonah, are you okay? Jonah? No, no. Stop, please. It's just a dream. It's just a dream. Jonah? 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 No. 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 Stop.
Sorry, guys. Bethany? What are you...
What just happened? Oh my gosh.
One of the projects we did this year was a music video for a professional band. I've known this band for about 12 years. I did a music video for them in Orlando. I've done a few here, and so they approached me to do a shoot a few months ago, and I told them, look, man, completely honest, I love music videos, one of my favorite things to do, but it's just not going to propel my career forward, nor do I want it to. I'm content with where I'm at. Now, if we brought students onto this project, it could change their lives. Every one of them were on board with that. So we did location scouting, we hired an actress, we landed an incredible abandoned warehouse for the performance portion, and the students took the camera and ran. Everything you are about to see was shot by Samantha Lewandowski and Graham Smith. Jack Williams was the still photographer, and I was just there to facilitate any of their needs. The video you are about to see has almost 40,000 views now, and that is just a testimony to the level of talent from these three. Take a look at Crazy by the band The Next Unknown.
Did you just say I'm crazy? Did you hear what all the rumors say? Oh, they say you shouldn't get too close. There's trouble everywhere he goes, but it's so entertaining when he puts on a show. Something that I already know. You tell me I'm crazy, I got no self-control. I'm here, but there's no saving my soul. Oh no, mama, I'm a time bomb and I'm ready to blow. Everyone seems to stare at me, just waiting. Well, the elephant in the room is here, so keep your motives crystal clear. Now all eyes are on you, dear, so put on a show. So tell me something that I already know. You tell me I'm crazy.
And then there were three. We are down to the final three awards of the night. Now, the next award is for Filmmaker of the Year. Filmmaker of the Year goes to the student that is the overall most rounded in filmmaking. Filmmaking is a process that requires creativity, writing, shooting, acting, editing, presentation, professionalism. There are many facets that go into filmmaking, and the Filmmaker of the Year must demonstrate all of these qualities. This year, Filmmaker of the Year goes to someone that inspires myself, and many times I look to her for advice. She has been a leader in the program since she was a sophomore, and now, as a junior, she has stepped into a role that juniors and seniors alike look to her for guidance and inspiration. I vividly remember how reserved she was as a sophomore, how quiet, how nice she is to everyone. And then this year, who am I kidding? Absolutely nothing has changed. She is still the exact same person. Even with all the bad influences around her, she never wavered. In this industry, I've always found to succeed, you have to be commanding. If you want something, you take it. She proved me wrong. The biggest asset she has in this world is she is approachable. Everyone in the entire program and probably the entire school feel as though they can walk up to her and ask her anything, and she will help them. And that, to me, is why she has probably been the single biggest leader that has ever walked through this program. Let's also not forget that she is single-handedly the smartest. She scored a 34 in her ACT, and when I found that out, I said, you need to be a doctor or something. I feel selfish saying that you need to be in this industry with a mind like that. We settled on majoring in business and owning her own company one day. I think I can live with that decision. In all seriousness, Sam, I'm so proud of the person you have become. I'm proud that even though I make fun of you all the time, you've never wavered from the approachable leader that you are. And the most exciting thing is, we still have one more year to show the state and the country just how talented you are. This year's Filmmaker of the Year award goes to Samantha Lewandowski.
If film has taught me anything, it's that life is full of fleeting moments. As filmmakers, we are entrusted with capturing life's precious moments.
When the snow
The memories that eventually fade in our minds
starts to fall
are frozen in individual frames for the world to remember.
down,
We serve as an escape from the familiar, from the ordinary.
tides will turn.
For that brief moment,
Rest assured,
we build worlds,
'cause
evoke
seasons
emotions,
pass,
and forge connections.
a new day dawns.
In life, we are constantly seeking the next job, the next relationship, the next opportunity. As creators, we choose to live our lives within those 24 frames. We focus on the small moments, the ones that matter, the ones that no one else sees. Life is more than a constant flow of names and faces. It's about the intentional relationships you build with real people and finding satisfaction in where you are. Because what is one more day if we never stop and appreciate what's right in front of us?
Okay, we are down to our final two awards of the night, but before we get to that, we have a video that I don't care what you say is probably one of my all-time favorite videos ever. We have a running series which we call A Day in the Life, where a student literally goes through the exact practice of various athletes. It could be football, basketball, volleyball, baseball, you name it, we have probably covered it. One of the episodes we title A Day in Her Boots, where Nick Luttrell puts on his cowboy boots and throws on a Silver Star hat, and the results is a first place in the state of Arkansas video. Take a look.
So I've tried basketball and discovered that maybe that's not the best option for me. I then moved to baseball, which probably wasn't my strong suit.
Come on, Electro, you gotta get over there and protect her.
I found out the hard way through Max Salinas that wrestling just plain hurts. Volleyball takes way too much coordination and quick reflexes. So this time around, I decided to dial it back and try something a little less strenuous and a lot more laid back, being a Silver Star dancer. But what I soon discovered is that laid back and less strenuous is anything but the words that would describe this young group of ladies. Led by first-year head coach Don Rhodes, this group of girls are taking their performance to a whole new level, which we see delivered every Friday night.
I've got to be in a straight line or the flag's not going to be straight. So yeah, Chandler, y'all get in a straight line. Okay, okay, y'all stretch on your own and make sure Nick knows what he's doing over there, okay?
Gotta reach. Come on, girls. For these girls, practices are Monday through Friday and start dark and as early as 5 a.m. To top it off, Coach Rhodes demands perfection from these ladies. Coordination, tight formations, a sense of rhythm, timing. Not to mention athleticism is crucial in being a member on this elite team.
So what you're gonna do,
Mhm.
the jump split, is you're gonna jump up and your legs are gonna split this way.
Right. Should I do right leg forward or left leg forward?
Right.
Okay, all right.
And then you're gonna split on the ground.
Okay, right.
You may have to slide into it.
Okay.
I'm not sure your first time.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so.
Okay.
And you may just want to do like a little one and try it.
Okay, all
Your
right.
first time.
Okay.
You may catch off.
Yeah,
Girls, y'all
sure.
keep working.
Sure.
Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2. That's good. And then you
Okay,
slide out.
and then slide out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll go 5, 6, 7, 8. Go 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And then land on 3.
Okay, all right.
Okay. And remember to smile.
Okay.
You always have to smile.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Okay.
5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Woo! That looks
I should have known that dancing was no exception to the high expectations, but thanks to senior co-captains Ashlyn Steele and Natalie Luttrell, and even sophomore Reese Bell, they gave me the much-needed confidence boost for their biggest routine to date. And this wasn't just for me, it was for America.
good. Kick to your nose. Good job, Nick. Kick him to your nose. Full out.
Stretching, high kicking, camaraderie, spirit, the American dream. It was finally time for me to prove once and for all that this was a sport for me. And for our statewide known high kick routine, there was only one way to prove it. Yeah, that one hurt. But maybe that's just what it takes to be an elite member of this team. As they say, no pain, no gain. And at the end of the day, I may not have been ready to be a silver star, but I found out that dance is no different than any other sport. It requires hard work, practice, talent, dedication, and a desire to occasionally make sacrifices for the betterment of the team. I may not have received a position on the team, but I did limp away with a newfound respect for what these ladies are all about. For WCSN, I'm Nick Luttrell.
Okay, on to our next award. This is our most likely to make the cut award. This award goes to a senior that is heading out into either college, a career, or both. It goes to a student that has demonstrated growth, excelled in the classroom, continues to learn, sets examples, but most importantly, it's someone who I truly believe could make it in this industry. This year, this award goes to a student who has emerged as a leader after he struggled to find his own way and make his mark in this program. As a junior, you could find him with all the seniors. He was friends with them. He acted in all their films, helped with their projects. Wherever they were, he was sure to be there too. This year, the first day of school, he was devastated. He had lost all of his friends. He didn't really have any direction on where to go. It was as if he had to start all over. Then one day, he came in and he said, I want to win an award this year. Actually, I think his exact words were, whatever Nick wants to do, I want to take that away from him. So we actually wanted to win all of those awards. But nonetheless, we had big plans. He was going to compete at the Ozark Media Arts Festival, Student Television Network, Arkansas Scholastic Press Association, Skills USA, and hopefully, Skills USA Nationals. Competition season was important to him. Then we got the word that STN was canceled, and he was devastated. It wasn't the end of the world, though. He still had ASPA and Skills USA. Then the word came in, both of these competitions had been canceled as well. And that was devastating. You see, he had been associated with several awards as a junior and a senior, but he himself hadn't won an award. He'd gone through his entire high school career without achieving his only goal. Then a glimmer of hope. ASPA announced they would be doing an online award show, so we get to the big award show for broadcast, and he doesn't win. Then we get to the awards for Best Film. Best Director, he doesn't win. Best Writer, he doesn't win. Best Cinematographer, he doesn't win. At this point, he was defeated, and then they announce Best Filmmaker, Graham Smith. And that was enough to make everything worth it. All the work he had put in, the countless hours after school, the stress of having to deal with Sam and Nick and Caleb, that to him was worth it. He won Best Filmmaker for the state of Arkansas. But more importantly, I think that he found somewhere where he belongs. And yes, people come and go, but the art, the act of filmmaking, the process, it's always there. And I hope this encourages you to stay on that path, keep working hard, and when you least expect it, something big is going to come up and prove that you matter. Tonight's most likely to make the cut goes to Graham Smith. Now, before we get to the video, I also have a gift for you. This gift, any of my students would know what this is. I myself have one, and it's been on every single shoot I have ever done in the past 16 years. So here is yours in hopes that this reminds you of how you got to where you are, and that no matter what, everyone believes in you, and most importantly, if you ever make a multi-million-dollar film, I better at least get a small kickback. Here's Graham's demo reel, a collection of his work from the past few years.
$91,200 minutes is the average amount of time a typical high school student will spend on their education. If film has given me anything through my journey, it's connections with people and a discovery within myself, a revelation that life is all about what the lens doesn't catch. We create brief moments in time that allow viewers an escape. What we capture in the lens lives beyond the silver screen of tomorrow. We choose to live life outside the frame.
We are getting close to our final award of the night and the most highly coveted, but before we get to that, we still have another video we need to see. So we've already watched my second most favorite project, which is the teacher video, but my favorite project every single year is, of course, the studio. Now, for those of you that don't know, the studio is an episodic television show based off the hit show, The Office. For this section of the class, students come together as a program, write a 30 to 40 page script, and then we shoot it over 2 weeks, finally finishing it in time to submit it to competitions. We have done the Studio, Studio B, Studio C, and this year was Studio D. This one was a lot of fun because for the first time, I wasn't really a main character, and we got to see how the students would really take control, and it was worth it. Take a look at this small segment from Studio D.
Graham. Hey.
Hey.
Why are you out of breath?
I was just watching girls wrestling.
Did you touch my camera?
Nope.
I'm pretty sure you touched it because it moved slightly.
Nope. I have no idea what you're talking about.
What is wrong with you? I know you touched my camera because my camera has a little scuff mark.
You sound like a crazy person!
I want to hear your dirty little mouth say it.
I didn't touch your damn camera!
I know you touched it because girls wrestling doesn't start until 5. Hey, where are you going?
I'm going to lick your damn camera.
Well, that's funny because my camera's a boy, so that would make you gay. Graham, don't touch my camera or I'll beat you to death with a C-stand.
Oh, so you want to dance?
Dancing's for girls. I'm gonna kick your ass.
Grab! Grab! Stop! Grab! Stop!
Hello?
Sherman, where are you?
Who is this?
Are you kidding me? It's Sam.
Oh, hey Sam, what's up?
They're killing each other. They're acting like animals.
Time out. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Time in!
What? Calm down. Who's animals?
It's Nick and Graham. Do you hear me? They're destroying everything. They're destroying your equipment.
I'm on the way.
This is what you get for touching my camera!
I turned your camera again!
Will now be a good time to tell Nick that I touched his camera?
Score! Apples!
So I obviously won the fight.
Are you kidding me? I literally choked you to death with a phone cord.
You don't even know what you're talking about.
I do.
What the hell happened?
He started it.
I literally heard one of my students yell rape at the top of their lungs.
Honestly, I thought I was gonna get raped. At one point, he had the craziest look in his eye and he said, "Let's get it on."
I was talking about the fight. Obviously, I'm not a raper.
That's it. I don't want to have to do this. No 1DX for a week.
No! What?
Yep. And you will fix the damn classroom.
Why are you talking to me like this? I'm your TA.
Don't give me that crap. Fix it!
This class is a prison!
It's finally that time of the night where I announce the most coveted award of the evening, which is our Har-Ber Television Legacy Award. So part of why I started this a long time ago was because when I was in high school, I didn't have the options to do film or broadcast. And I think if I would have had it, or if others would have had it, it would have shaped them differently. I mean, I almost ended up going to the University of Shreveport in Louisiana to study kinesiology. Can you imagine? So I created this idea that at the end of each year, I would award the Har-Ber Television Legacy Award, as well as a scholarship. The award is a plaque that is hung in the classroom for all students to look to for inspiration. There are some incredible names on the wall: Robert Crisp, Brandon Bucheri, Amber Carnish, Ramey Tyler, just to name a few. And all are doing incredible things. On top of that, I have personally established a scholarship to help them pursue their goals after high school. So the person that receives this award is someone that will continue to inspire for generations. Each year when I do this award, I would always say the same thing. This was truly a hard decision. However, tonight's recipient was one of the easiest decisions I've made in my teaching career. I'm positive every student already knows who it is, and they probably already agree with me. As a sophomore, should he have been eligible, his name would have been in the mix. As a junior, should he have been eligible, he would have been a very, very high contender. So as a senior, I knew that he was on the top of the list, and everything he did this year just reaffirmed the fact that he is the most deserving of this award in the 8 years I've been doing it. I think I tell the same story every single year, but I think it's so critical to show his growth. First, I added him to our group chat for broadcasting, and I said, "Hey everyone, this is Nick, and he is going to help with our sports broadcasts. He has an ant collection, and he enjoys long walks on the beach, and he can count to 10. So immediately, everyone was already making fun of him. Then the very first football game, high-stress situation, the team is about to run out on the field, multiple cameras, Donald's in the booth banging on the window, and here comes Nick. He walks in with our new stabilizer in pieces. I literally didn't even know these pieces existed. I asked what happened, and it was like I was talking to my 4-year-old. Nick, what happened? I don't know. It was like that. So I may have raised my voice at him a little, and it wasn't until I believe a year later that he said, I almost quit TV after that night. I was speechless. You see, I push all of my students, some of them more than others, but I probably pushed Nick more than any other person. The reason being was because I saw the potential that he wasn't meant to be a camera operator or a sports reporter at the local news station. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Those are both very, very honorable professions. He was meant for much bigger things. So I pushed him because I wanted all of his potential. I wanted him to do more videos. I wanted better videos. I wanted him to do live interviews. I wanted him to shoot senior video. I wanted him on professional shoots, more. And he did all of it. In fact, he got out of control. He started wanting to do things that I was too exhausted to do. Let's do social media. Let's design a WCSN website. What if we did this instead? So at some point, I let him go, and I let him do his own thing, and he did not disappoint. He was running an hour-long pregame show, producing 3 to 4 stories a week, doing social media, mentoring other students, shooting after school, shooting professional shoots. For the past 3 years, Nick has lived and breathed all things television. And I absolutely hate the fact that this year came to a close without him getting to do the major competitions like Student Television Network, Arkansas Skills USA, Arkansas Scholastic Press Association, and our intended National Skills USA competition in this summer. But let's look at what he has accomplished. In his time at Har-Ber, he has won over 30 total awards, the most of any single student. He has won first place along with his partner, Jules Veliquette, in the Arkansas Skills USA's television video production competition, a first in 12 years. He has won Arkansas Scholastic Press Association's On-Air Talent of the Year twice. He has won Broadcast Journalist of the Year, Broadcast Video Editor, Broadcast Producer, Natus Mid-America Emmys, Student Television Network Regional Winner for WCSN, designed a website, created social media platforms, produced an hour-long show once a week, shot football, basketball, volleyball, wrestling, baseball, and the list goes on. All of this is incredible work, and it definitely helped propel my decision, but the single most deciding factor, the one thing that I saw that sealed everything, was that he was not only an inspiration for students, he was an inspiration to me. He helped re-inspire a passion for television that I myself was beginning to lose. He helped me regain passion to be creative, to tell stories, and if he can do that for me, I know he can do that for generations of Wildcats. So congratulations, Nick Luttrell, Har-Ber High School's television's 2020 Legacy recipient.
There's a moment in your bones when the fire takes over. Blood is running, heart is pumping as the battle gets closer. They can say what they want now, 'cause we'll be screaming out. We can be heroes everywhere we go. We can have all that we ever want. Swinging like Ali, rocking our bodies, standing on top like a champion. Keep your silver, give me that gold. You remember when I say we can be heroes everywhere we go. Keeping us down is impossible. We're unstoppable. Oh, we're unstoppable. We're unstoppable.
Signing off for the final time, I'm Nick Luttrell. Got it?
Yes! Let's go! Let's go! Woo! Yes, sir! Let's go!
Congratulations, Nick. Nick will receive a duplicate of this plaque, but I wanted to read the inscription on the plaque. In recognition of outstanding dedication and commitment to your craft, Har-Ber Television presents Nick Luttrell with the HBTV Legacy Award. As you move on to the next story in your life, know that you have made this program better. Thank you for continuing to be an inspiration to talented storytellers for years to come, and know that you are not just leaving as a graduate of the 2020 class, but as a legacy for others to follow. Nick, again, congratulations. Thank you for being an inspiration to young storytellers as well as myself. I hope in the very near future we see you on the TV again, this time signing off with for ESPN. Now, that technically concludes our program for tonight, but before we go, we have one last video. We have been promoting it all night. This is our Har-Ber High School 2020 senior video. Now, while we can't show you the full 10-minute video, we do have a teaser put together. Remember, this is a combined work of over 250 hours of footage and 60 hours of editing. So make sure you reserve your copy today. It's going to be very special. All proceeds go directly back to these kids to make sure they can do what they get to do, traveling and competitions. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. I love you all. I'll see you next year. Good night.
You guys are all Har-Ber students. This is your school, and you should be proud
It's
of it.
been a long day without you, my friend. And that's the bottom line. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
Har-Ber to me means a place of self-discovery.
Mostly just memories. It's not really about the building that I went to every morning.
When I see you again, when I see you